The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Cora of the Vreln Empire stood before the assembly, her crystalline skin reflecting the cold light of distant stars. Her people were dying. The war with the Krath Dominion had raged for 3 solar cycles, and her once mighty empire now teetered on the brink of extinction. "We accept the terms," she announced, her voice steady despite the weight of her decision. "I will marry the human." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Humans were known throughout the galaxy as the strangest of all species, neither the strongest nor the fastest, yet somehow they had carved out their own territory in the stars. They were negotiators, mediators, the ones who always seemed to find peaceful solutions when others saw only conflict. The human representative, a man named Adam, stood from his seat. He was unremarkable by galactic standards. Average height, brown hair, eyes that seemed to hold both warmth and something else Cora couldn't quite identify. He wore a simple uniform, devoid of the ceremonial armor most warriors displayed. "Ambassador Cora," he said softly, "I accept this union, not as conquest, but as partnership. Earth stands with Vreln." The marriage ceremony was brief, conducted according to both human and Vreln customs. Cora wore the traditional crystal veil of her people, while Adam placed a simple golden band on her finger. A human tradition, he explained, symbolized eternity. As they spoke their vows, Cora studied her new husband, searching for the warrior prowess humans were rumored to possess. She saw none. He seemed gentle, almost fragile. Perhaps, she thought, the stories of human combat capabilities were exaggerated. The Krath Dominion did not honor the peace treaty. 3 days after the wedding, Krath warships descended upon Vreln's colony world of Thessia 7. The attack was brutal and swift. Thousands died in the first hour. Cora watched the reports with growing horror, her faith in the Alliance crumbling. "Where are the human fleets?" she demanded, turning to Adam in their shared quarters aboard the diplomatic vessel. "Your people promised protection." Adam stood at the viewport staring out at the stars. His expression had changed. The gentle diplomat was gone, replaced by something colder, harder. "I am the protection," he said quietly. Before Cora could respond, Adam was moving. He strode to the armory with purpose, and Cora followed, confusion mounting. He didn't head for the massive mechanized battle suits or the plasma cannons. Instead, he selected what appeared to be antique equipment: a ballistic rifle, several magazines of ammunition, a combat knife, and light armor that seemed inadequate against modern energy weapons. "Adam, that equipment is obsolete by 3 centuries, Cora protested. "The Krath have shield technology, energy weapons." "I know," he replied, checking his rifle with practiced efficiency. "Get me down there." The descent to Thessia 7 was chaos. Krath fighters swarmed the dropship, but Adam remained calm, almost meditative. When they touched down in the war-torn capital, Cora expected him to coordinate with Vreln forces, to plan strategy, to call for reinforcements. Instead, Adam simply walked toward the enemy lines. What Cora witnessed in the next hours would haunt and amaze her for the rest of her life. Adam moved through the battlefield like death incarnate. The Krath, bred for combat and standing nearly 8 feet tall with exoskeletons like natural armor, fell before him like wheat before a scythe. He didn't fight with the brute force of other species. He fought with something the galaxy had forgotten: pure, refined, terrifying human warfare. A Krath warrior charged, energy blade raised. Adam sidestepped with impossible precision, his ancient ballistic rifle barking 3 times. The bullets found gaps in the exoskeleton that energy weapons couldn't exploit: joints, sensory organs, structural weaknesses. The warrior collapsed. Another attacked from behind. Without looking, Adam dropped low, sweeping the enemy's legs, then drove his combat knife up through the soft tissue under the jaw. The movement was so fluid it seemed choreographed. Cora watched through her tactical display as Adam infiltrated a Krath command post alone. Security feeds showed him moving through corridors, never where the enemy expected. Always 3 steps ahead. He used shadows, corners, his own wounded cry to lure opponents into traps. He turned their technology against them, hacking systems with a portable device, causing their own automated defenses to target Krath soldiers. When a Krath general finally faced him in single combat, confident in his superior size and strength, Adam smiled. A cold, predator's smile. "You think you're the apex predator," Adam said, dodging a massive fist. "But humans, We hunted mammoths with sharpened sticks. We climbed to the top of our food chain with nothing but our minds and our refusal to quit. The battle lasted 30 seconds. Adam won. By nightfall, the Krath invasion force was in full retreat. One human had killed over 300 enemy combatants, destroyed 2 command centers, and broke the will of an army that had conquered 12 worlds. Cora found Adam sitting alone on a pile of rubble, cleaning his rifle. His hands, she noticed, weren't shaking. His breathing was calm. This wasn't a berserker rage or chemical enhancement. This was training, experience, and something uniquely human. The ability to switch off fear and compassion when survival demanded it. "Who are you?" she whispered. Adam looked up and she saw the gentle diplomat returning to his eyes, the warrior receding like a tide. "Before I was a negotiator," he said quietly, "I was a soldier. Most human diplomats were. We understand the cost of war better than anyone because we've perfected it. We negotiate for peace because we know what we're capable of when peace fails." He stood, offering his hand to help her up. "We don't want to be warriors. Cora, we've spent millennia learning to overcome our violent nature. But when someone threatens those we've sworn to protect, when diplomacy fails and innocents die..." He paused, looking back at the battlefield. "We remember what we are. We remember Earth, a planet that tried to kill us for millennia, where everything evolved to survive in competition with humanity. We didn't become peaceful because we were weak. We became peaceful because we were too good at war. The Krath Dominion surrendered unconditionally within a week. They had fought many species, conquered many worlds, but they had never faced an enemy like humanity, a species that could shake your hand at the negotiating table in the morning and shatter your armies by evening." Cora looked at her husband with new understanding. She had married him for peace, believing humans were simply skilled negotiators. She had been half right. Humans negotiated for peace because they knew the alternative, and the alternative was absolutely terrifying. As they walked back to the transport, Adam's hand found hers. The warrior was gone again, replaced by the man who had gently placed a golden ring on her finger and promised partnership. But Cora would never forget what lay beneath. The reason humanity's offer of peace was never, ever refused twice.